Good morning, everyone. This is meteorologist Shane Hinton hopping onto our digital platforms to give you an updated look at your forecast as we will be tracking the potential for some strong to severe storms throughout the late morning hours into maybe the late afternoon to early evening hours for central Texas. Right now, you're taking a look at the most recent storm outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, and you can see some updates compared to yesterday evening, where most of the viewing area was in the shaded of yellow, which was indicating a level 2 or slight risk out of 5. Now we've gotten an upgrade to a level 3 out of 5, which is an enhanced risk. And as I zoom in here locally, you can see that most of central Texas now falls under either a level 2 or a level 3, with the highest area of concern along and east of I-35. This does include the Austin metro area. So what I want to do in this stream is basically break down the latest storm timeline, because we have had a few updates compared to what we were showcasing on KVUE Daybreak just a couple of hours ago. So as we take a look at the current radar, you can see we are already tracking some strong storms that are out toward our south and west. They're fairly far out, but since they are starting to bubble up a little earlier than initially forecast, we have to be ready maybe an hour and a half earlier than what we were initially projecting. So let's take a look at the main concern as we go throughout the next several hours. It's going to be storms containing very large hail. What I want to do right now is kind of break down this graphic a little bit more, because I know it's got a lot going on. It can be a little confusing to understand. So let's kind of break this down. You see the color scale here at the top giving you percentage. This is showing you the potential or the percentage of or chance of experiencing large hail. Areas in yellow indicating a 15% chance, red indicating a 30% chance. Now you see these black diagonal lines or hash marks that's on top of it. That's showing the potential for significant size hail, damaging hail really, over 2 inches in diameter or more. Now the National Weather Service has projected that these areas under the hatched marks, the black diagonal marks, could be anywhere from 2 to 4 inches in diameter for the hail. Now keep in mind we had a level 3 enhanced risk for many parts of central Texas last week on Thursday, whenever we had that hail that was over 6 inches in diameter for some parts of the viewing area. So let's go ahead and break down everything a little bit further here. What other things will we be concerned about? Well, the number one thing is large to very large hail. The next thing will be storms containing damaging wind gusts. Think anywhere from 60 to 70 miles per hour. We can't rule out an isolated tornado, although it is very much on the lower end. We had a very low end tornado threat with the last batch of storms, and we had a couple of tornado warnings that were issued from it. Flooding is going to be probably our lowest level risk. We're not concerned about that at this time. As of now, the most recent time frame is going to be between the hours of 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. 11 a.m. is about an hour earlier than our projections this morning because of how fast the storms have developed. Another update for you. Severe thunderstorm watch in effect for most of the viewing area until 4 o'clock this afternoon. You can see this includes Gillespie, Blanco, Travis, Hayes, Caldwell, Bastrop, Lee, and Fayette counties, once again until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Currently, our radar is pretty quiet. If you've stepped outside, it was a foggy start for us, maybe some drizzle or mist, but other than that, nothing to really talk about. Temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Let's walk you through the futurecast. As we make our way throughout the rest of the morning, those storms continue to push in from the southwest. This is a snapshot of what 11 a.m. could look like. Our southern hill country counties and southern I-35 corridor areas will need to be on alert at this point as it stretches from San Antonio all the way towards San Marcos and even Blanco. By 12:30, those storms continue to push through the I-35 corridor and coastal plains. By 2 o'clock, continuing to push out to the east and northeast. And then by 5, 6, 7, we might see an isolated storm lingering, but for the most part, our storm chances should start to taper off by that point. Your hourly forecast shows that the window of concern is once again going to be between the late morning hours and early evening hours. After that point, well, then our rain chances and our storm chances taper off significantly, and then I'm not tracking any severe weather for Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. Today's forecast has temperatures climbing into the lower to mid 80s. Keep in mind how long those storms linger and also at what point in the day they move in will heavily dictate how warm our temperatures climb. 84 is my forecast for Austin at this point. 7-day forecast shows that our highest potential for severe weather right now is on today's forecast. Tuesday and Wednesday will trend drier yet warmer with highs in the lower 90s. And then as we make our way to Thursday will be our probably most widespread rain chance. There are storms embedded in that. it's too early to call as to whether or not these would be on the stronger side. So continue to stay up to date with us or in touch with us in regard to that severe weather threat for the back half of the work week. Looking ahead to the weekend, the high-res models, well, rather the forecast models this morning, we're hinting at a drier and warmer solution for our Saturday and Sunday forecast with maybe an isolated sprinkle or shower chance. Most of us staying dry with highs closer to 90 degrees. So once again, if you are just tuning in to this broadcast, what you need to take away is that we are tracking the potential for some strong storms, mostly between the hours of 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Most of the activity should be out of here by 7 p.m. But the main thing I want you to know is that storm timeline. This morning, we were initially saying storms as early as noon. Now, moving that timeline up a bit, storms as early as maybe 11 a.m. Some models even had them moving in as early as 10:30 a.m., but 11 a.m. is the time that I'd rather you kind of be on alert. And speaking of alert, you'll want to make sure that you have ways to receive weather alerts. You can do so through us by downloading the KVUE News app and enable your location services. That way, if a warning is issued, we'll be able to notify you directly. And then you can also track the storms with us, and you can watch our coverage for any severe warned storms. Until then, we will be hopping back on air at 11 a.m. for KVUE Midday. I'll be holding down the Weather Center at that point, and then we'll have meteorologist Grace Thornton in to monitor the storms as we head into the afternoon and early evening time. Until then, we hope everyone stays safe and has a wonderful Monday.